There's really no other way to tell the story of Parkinson's in places like Uganda without telling it when your Parkinson's medication is off. How I'm moving, which is not well. Just turned it off. The best way to listen to it, probably off medication as well. To the extent you're able, it's a dangerous thing to say, but when you're safe, you can watch it, let your medication wear off for a little bit. This story is about people in places with no access to medication for Parkinson's, which completely can change the way one lives and the quality of one's life. This is uncomfortable, but I need to be in this condition to feel the story that I'm telling. There's an organization there called Parkinson Sibuko, which means Parkinson's is not witchcraft. Yeah, that's the base that people are dealing with there. And it's been an extraordinary story. It's changed my life to go to Uganda, see it. It's changed my life to see what the people go through. Hard to imagine feeling this way all the time. I guess you get used to it, but it doesn't make for much of a life. I want to feel a semblance for a moment or two what people with untreated Parkinson's must feel.
My name is Hannington Kabuko, Country Director, Parkinson's Sibuko, Uganda. Parkinson's Sibuko, Uganda means Parkinson's is not witchcraft or a curse. Like in Uganda, what people think about Parkinson's, they think Parkinson's is witchcraft, it's a curse, or it's contagious.
And he gets out, we should watch the guy walk. He asked me, do you think he has Parkinson's? I said, yeah, your judgment is good. He looks like he has Parkinson's. And we talked to the guy, and this is in the poorest of villages, we saw. And he was so happy to see us. He thought God had sent us because he felt like he'd been cursed with this disease he really didn't even understand. So I gave him the equivalent of $14 US. He fell to his knees, looked up to the sky, started praying, and tears streaming down his face.
I personally saw my mom 12 years back battling with this disease of Parkinson's disease. It's quite painful. It's a very painful story. I saw her, people running away from her. No one would touch her, no one would hug her because she had Parkinson's. When she could get out of her house, people would be running away. Neighbors would be running. Villagers would be running away. She was all discriminated. No one wanted to get close to her, even giving her mere food. So you see, she has a very wonderful story. I will surely share it with everyone. So sad that she has been abandoned in her house alone. She's been in the house for 10 years, and today I got her out. So when you look at her, you can see. I would go there, I would touch my mom, I could hold my mom, I could hug her.
Hey, really?
That's all she could run away. She would tell me, no, don't touch me because you'll get the disease. I told her, you're my mom, I love you. Even getting the disease, it's fine. It's good I'm getting the disease from you, my mom. I held her, I hugged her. I told her lots of stories. I brought hope. I was very young, I was still a student. But she never believed in me until the time she died. So desperate. All in all, seeing my mom suffer with this disease, I started up this organization with my other friends, my director Cheryl, and we started Parkinson's Sibuko, Uganda.
The love he gives to them, the joy he brings on his visits, it's very genuine. Easily the person that made the most impact on me was meeting the local witch doctor.
It was surreal to visit him in his home and see what he went through and see the pain and anguish on his face as he battled Parkinson's without medications and learning exercise to try to help him move and function as he still had several kids and still needed to work. I stayed with Hannington in his home the whole time we were there, learned so much about him, met his family, and learned why he does the things he does. One reason Hannington doesn't have much stuff is he likes to be nimble, flexible. He can take off anywhere he needs to, drop of a hat. And one place he recently went was western Uganda, traveling a full day by bus up there and a full day by bus back to see a person with Parkinson's who people believed was cursed. She'd hardly had any care or no care at all for several years. When Hannington found her, she was almost comatose, catatonic, you might say, like the movie Awakenings, just almost frozen. And he took some time, almost really a full day, to work on things that would sort of thaw her out and unstiffen her. Cheryl Klingenhofer, the director of Parkinson Cebu Co., had a protocol that Hannington went through, a number of things to help this woman unstiffen, help her tremors, be able to stand up. This poor woman had not sat up or stood up in who knows how long. Who does this for someone they don't even know? Who takes so much care, so much love, is so passionate about a certain cause that they devote all their time to it? Hannington has a full-time job already. This is his weekend gig, but he puts so much more than weekend hours into it. That's why the town elected him as a council member for his village. He wasn't even running, but they love him. Mr. Parkinson's, they call him. Hannington's getting a reputation in his part of Uganda because of his determination, his passion. I've seen it firsthand. It's unbelievable what he can get done. By any measure, Uganda is one of the poorest countries in the world. People think it's a nation of scammers. It is not. It is a nation that gets scammed, a nation that gets shunned. Uganda is a nation of oppression, where corruption is the norm. Hannington hates corruption, fights it every chance he gets. He's not the norm. In spite of every obstacle in this country, Hannington overcomes, always, and with no bitterness, no resentment, no frustration even. It's always with a smile, a laugh, hope, optimism. It's unheard of determination, unmatched courage, but above all, it's love. Love for these people, love for the cause. Hannington is not like most people. At his core, he's a doer. He's a deep thinker for sure, a planner, strategist, smart as a whip, but he's about action. How can he get things done? And what he's done with virtually nothing is truly remarkable. Cheryl Klingenhofer, the director of Parkinson Cebu Co., has also done a lot. She's marketed, sponsored, funded, guided, strategized, and myself and a few others have also contributed. But Hannington's doing all the work on the ground. But even Hannington has his limits. He can only get access to so much money. There's only one of him. He needs help. We have access to so many things. We have so much help. It would only take a little bit on our part to make such a huge difference in Uganda for these people who suffer mightily, and we should know what that's like. This is not just about providing treatment to those who have none. It's about healing for ourselves. It's not just about reducing suffering in places around the world we'll never go. It's about finding peace in our own heart. And it's about more peace in our own mind. Less negative thinking, more action, more doing, connecting, mind and body, but more importantly, heart and soul.
video.
Hannington was a very young man when he watched his mother suffer and die from HIV and Parkinson's disease. HIV he understood. Parkinson's, like most in this country, he did not. Because of myths about the disease being a curse, his mother not only was suffering physically when she died, she was essentially alone. Now, more than a decade later, Hannington lives out his goal every day of relieving suffering of Parkinson's as far as he can reach. It's as if he sees his mother in each person's eyes and is determined to not allow her fate to be repeated. He is consumed by this cause. He knows no other way. He owns very little, desires maybe even less, and is as joyful and content as anyone I've ever known. He wouldn't trade his job, the one that pays him nothing, for any other.
Bro, you see, that's the candle. So I'm using the candle to get the light, but I'm happy to have it. It is a light of joy, light of happiness. I'm just so happy that the clinic is started. Without electricity, still I'm very happy.
Yeah, eat my fist.